Welcome to Cooking with Dad. I'm your host, Manny Lopes. Today we're here gathered around as we typically do on a Sunday, having a big family meal. This is what it's all about. This is Cooking with Dad. Today we're at the Matuse restaurant in Ludlow, Massachusetts, one of the jewels of Ludlow's Portuguese restaurant. And today I have Chef Anna with me, and she's cooking up a terrific Portuguese Cozido. You have a few other things going too, right?
Yes, I have more things to do. I have a baby back ribs today and rabbit with rice and peas and fish fillets and more things. You know, everything is in the menu. It can be in a special too.
So you've been cooking these all night long. You started.
I put the meat yesterday in salt, and last night this morning I washed and put in the water and start boil. Now the meat is cooking.
That's a big process. So Anna's been laboring over this for almost 2 days, washing it, putting it in salt, getting it all prepped. She got up early this morning and it's cooking over here. Some beautiful pieces of meat over here, some beautiful sausages, and so we have a mixture of pork, steak, sausages, chorizo, blood sausage, or
this is a blood sausage,
right? Yeah. Flour sausage, a farinheira, and the chorizos. That all goes into the mix, along with some different parts of some pork ribs.
Yeah, this is bacon.
Big. Now that's a big slab of bacon. Yeah. Look at that. And it has the ribs right on it too.
Yeah.
They're all right there. What a beautiful.
Tem a cara do porco.
Yeah. Foicinho, we call this is the foicinho. Foicinho. See, I have to learn my Portuguese a little bit better. Orelha.
This is pé.
Yep. So what are we going to do? Now, cozido is a huge Portuguese traditional dish that pretty much had its origins in the farmlands of Portugal, in the poorer part of the country.
Exactly.
So they use all the different pieces of the meat,
pork,
right?
Salt pork,
and they put it all to good use, so everything gets made. It's a delicious dish. And this is basically a Portuguese boiled dinner. So these are the pieces that we have here, and then with the process is now Anna's going to take these pieces and put it into a big pot again, mixed with some cabbage and some potatoes.
All the cabbage and the potatoes and the carrots.
Yep. So we're going to do that in a few minutes, or?
Well, the potatoes and the carrots are already cooked, and I'm going to put the cabbage for in the water. The water when I boil the meat.
Right. So you boil all the meat, and then with the water from that.
The water for the cabbage.
Right.
This way that you give it to the cabbage a flavor.
Well, you're making me hungry looking at those ribs. You're cutting those ribs.
You can eat
Let me see one of those. Look at that. They look so delicious. Wow.
You want one? Help yourself.
Yeah. Look at that.
Bread is there.
Wow. It just falls off the bone over here. And I hear that Anna makes the best cozido in the Northeast.
Oh, thank you.
Right? Let me try it right here. Wow, this is delicious.
Now I'm gonna boil the cabbage in the water when I boil all the meats. And after, everything's all set, you can start eating. The potatoes and the carrots is already done. Now I'm gonna boil the cabbage and everything's done.
This is Manny with Cooking with Dad. Today I'm at my local Portuguese butcher shop, and we have Paulo Diaz over here, the owner. And again, we're going to talk about some of the very important pork dishes. Pork goes way back in Portuguese history. Portugal raised a lot of pork and was a big exporter of pork back in the 15th, 16th century, and they used to export the hams to England. And what we had left, the rest of the pig, the rest of the pork parts remained in Portugal, and some very original and authentic great Portuguese cuisines came out of the leftover parts, and we're going to show you how to cook some of those. But first we want to show you some of those. These are smoked jerks and they're ready to eat. Very delicious. You can put it on the grill if you like, or you can just take slices of it. We have a couple of slices right here. This is sweet or spicy? Smoked, ready to eat, delicious, very good, excellent. You can put it in soups, caldo verde. You can put it in a sandwich, and we're going to get into, we'll show you some meals on how to do that. There you have it. Thank you very much, Paulo. We're going to take some pork back to our kitchen. We're going to show you how to cook up some very authentic Portuguese meals. Thank you much. Let's go. Welcome to Cooking with Dad. I'm Manny, your host, and today I have some very special guests again, my daughter Jackie and my mother Lucia. And I was at the butcher, local butcher shop the other day, the Portuguese butcher, and I picked out some excellent meats and some sausages that he had over there, and we're going to cook up one of our family favorites. My mother likes to cook up a Portuguese cozido. Cozido à Portuguesa is what we call it. And it's a variety of different meats, pork and beef, potatoes, vegetables, cabbage, and you can have a lot of fun with it and add a lot of different ingredients, whatever you have that is fresh and whatever you like. So let's get started with that. We start off with some varieties here. Queres misturar? O que é isto?
This is beef.
We have some beef. Some beef, and it has a bone in it. We like to keep it with the bone. It gives it a little bit of flavor.
Yeah, very
Right?
tasty, yes.
Yep. You like bones? Also some neck bones. And you could pick these up. You don't have to spend a lot of money on real prime beef and so forth. These are cuts that typically you're not barbecuing with or so, and it makes a nice boiled dinner. Pork belly. This is the bacon.
Yeah.
It's the bacon. It's a big slab of the bacon, and that's going to go in there, and it's going to help to cook it right up and create a nice broth. We always add either some pork hocks or knuckles,
Traditional,
pig's
yes.
feet,
If you
pig's feet.
would like the ears.
Yeah, and we have a variety of sausages, whatever you like. They have these are farinheiras. Farinheiras is it's a pork base, and there's flour in it. So it's filled in with flour, and when you put it in there, it's going to kind of expand out because of the flour. We have our chouriço sausage. So this is a smoked variety, smoked chouriço, ready to go. We have some mussala also, and last but not least, we also throw in some pig's ears, your choice. If you don't like them, you don't put them in. It gives it a little bit of different texture to the meal. All right, so that's what we're going to add. But to start, what do we do first?
Throw it in hot water
We need some hot water.
with a little salt.
Right.
Not too much.
So we have our pot over here.
Maybe Jackie can help you.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we're going to add a little bit of salt. How much salt do you think for this kind of meal, for this size pot? We don't want it too salty, but we want to add a little flavor.
A spoon.
Jackie, can you grab it over there?
Yeah.
Get the salt.
Sea salt.
Yep.
Sea salt always.
We're using sea salt. We like to use sea salt.
Don't fill it up.
It just has a nice little flavor. How much you said?
That's enough. Half of that. Yeah.
Yep,
Yes.
about like that.
Yeah.
It looks like that we're about a tablespoon and a half
Yes.
on that. Okay. And stir it up, Jackie.
Yeah.
And also, not yet. We need to add a little bit more to the base here. We're creating a little bit of a base. We're going to put some onions in there.
Yeah, I always like that.
And we've diced up the onions. Traditionally, I know you use a whole onion.
But I cut in pieces.
Yep, you cut it in pieces. And when I make it, sometimes I just throw a whole onion in there, and because this is going to boil for a while,
For 1 hour.
and the whole onion will break apart on its own. You don't have
Gives
to
a nice
cut it up,
flavor to the
and it
broth.
flavors it up. And sometimes you get nice pieces of the onion too. So you throw that in there.
Not all. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough.
So 1 full onion is all you need.
Yes.
You know. Hey, I'm going to put a little more. Right.
Jackie's
So we bring bring it to a high heat,
Mhm.
and boil off dissolve the rice, and get the onions to start dissolving. And the rest is pretty simple. We start adding the meats. Come on, Jax.
Which meat? Did you
Yeah,
say
Yeah,
this
we're
one
gonna
was?
do them all.
The beef?
Beef.
Beef?
Yep, and we're gonna leave them in big pieces.
And we already washed it. We always
Yep,
wash it. Good.
absolutely, yeah, that's a good point.
You putting in all of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a big pot.
Yeah, it is.
It's to feed a lot of people. This is for a
Cozido.
party.
It's
Yeah.
hard to make a cozido just for a couple of people.
Yes.
It needs so many varieties of
Yep.
meat.
You have the beef, you have pork, a little
And you
bit,
just
a little
put-
bit for everybody. Yeah, it
You
goes
just
right
put
in
these
there.
like
Yep,
that?
just like that. And you don't even have to cut them up. A lot of times we just throw them in without cutting them. I do anyway.
Right.
It depends on how big of a pot you have and how much you're making. It's just a medley of different things. And we need the big one. You want to cut that one a little bit in half? Let's cut that one in half. I think that's a little bit big. You can cut right on that. Go ahead. We're going to do here, we're going to bring it to a high heat. You want to add any parsley in there yet for a little flavor?
No?
No?
Put anything, yeah.
Because I typically throw a little parsley in there, and
If
it,
you want to,
it adds
it's
to
okay.
adds to the broth.
Okay, if you,
You know?
go ahead.
Do you do it? You don't do it though?
You
I like to throw one in
Usually
there.
we make some
And I-
soup
and-
from the broth in there.
yeah, that's right. Because yeah, that's another part. That's a very important part. This soup, again, it's a boiled dinner, so we're going to take it out of the pot eventually and eat it. But what we have left over, we're going to have a beautiful, beautiful broth. And this
Yes.
broth, we can make a nice soup out of it. And the soup can contain some of the meat. You can cut some of the meat in small pieces and put it back in, and you have a
leftovers
beautiful,
you can-
beautiful
yeah.
base and
Throw it in the
a
leftovers.
great soup.
With
So we're going to
milk
add that.
spaghetti.
We're going to put the pan, the cover on it. Turn up, and we brought it to a boil, and now we're going to turn down the heat. This is a long process, so we're going to turn down the heat, and this is when you can do some other chores. You don't have to cook now. This is going to cook on its own.
And you can do the preparations.
It's like a crock pot type thing.
Yeah.
And you can go to, I know what my mother does a lot is she'll put it on in the morning, and then she goes to church
On Sundays.
with my father on a Sunday, and then she comes back home, and
Finish.
it's almost done,
It's not
right?
finished.
So we don't have that time. So what we're going to do, I'm going to move this pan out of the way and speed it up a little bit. Magic of television. We exchanged our pot to a new pot. We've done the whole process that we just did on that, and we put all the same ingredients in this pan, and it's been simmering for about an hour, and all our ingredients are looking real good in there.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Smells really good.
So what we're going to do now, we always we add some more ingredients into it. We have some cloves, right? Some cabbage.
Yeah.
Can we bring it over there? Some potatoes. Some broccoli rabe. And again, we have some kale over here.
From our yard.
You grew that in your yard?
Academy.
Beautiful. That's very nice. And you can, again, this is where you can add you can add some turnips in there. You can add any vegetable that you like. Carrots are a favorite too. You can do that. So, but also what we have with this is some rice. So we have some. We like to make our rice with the broth that we've created in here. So we've got a beautiful broth. We take some of that broth and put it in a small pan, and we transfer that back to there, and we add some rice to it. So we have about a couple of cups of rice, of water, of broth.
One cup is enough.
and 1 cup of rice. Bring it to a high heat. And now this rice is going to add some of the flavor that we have in there. So we want to take this out. You want to take the meat out? There's two. You can either throw vegetables in here, or we can go through and take the meat out first.
Take the meat first, then throw the vegetables, takes 5 minutes.
So while the rice is cooking, we'll take some of the meat out. So you can see we have some mursala over here, some chorizo over here, the farinheta sausages. Here's the pork belly. It has a little bone in it.
That's good.
Is it the belly? No, it has some ribs in it. Nice piece of beef right here with the bone in it. It looks nice and tender, huh?
That is good.
And again, it's boiled, so it has a little different coloration. We have some pig's feet, and you can see that it changes the consistency, shrinks up a little bit, and it has a nice chewy texture to it. Another neck bone, and another pig's feet. Okay, so we're good on that. And we can put that aside. We like to cover it a little bit, and we can add our vegetables.
You cover it?
Yep.
You cover it.
Yeah, we'll leave it there for now. We'll typically take some aluminum foil. If you have a cover for it, you can just do that. We add some of this, some potatoes in.
Not too much.
Right? We add some potatoes in there.
And Jack is gonna
Take the easy ones, yeah. Put them in the hot water.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah. You know.
If that's permission.
Yeah?
Right.
That's looking great. Beautiful.
You're putting in all this? All the
Yeah.
cabbage?
All of it?
Yeah.
It shrinks up, so you know when you put it in there, it looks big, but once you put the cabbage in, you can put that in almost whole like that. You don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
You know, this is kind of tight.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
cut the end off.
all of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, enough room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
No. Sort of here. Here.
So you're dicing up. You're cutting up some
Vegetables, Maya.
kale.
Yes.
This is some kale.
Yes.
And we're not dicing it up as small as we do with cauliflower. Verde. This is a boiled dinner, so we want it leafy so that we can put some nice leafy vegetable on the plate. Beautiful. Adds some beautiful color to it. Okay, put that in. In the meantime, let's put the lid on it,
Yeah.
right? And I'm going to move it to the back, and we're going to check on our rice over here. And it's picking
Nice
up
color.
a nice
It
color
smells good.
from the broth. You know, so you get a little different rice, and it picks up the same flavors.
Just 1 more minute will be enough.
1 more minute on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slow down.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna slow it
no,
down.
it's high.
Yeah, it's too high. But I'm playing musical chairs here with the burner, so I'm gonna put it back again. Because I need the high heat for this one. I just wanted to bring it out front. So we let it simmer for another 15 minutes for the rice to set up.
No.
How long?
5 minutes.
5 minutes the rice will be ready?
In the food too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
So
5
maybe
minutes for the.
So maybe we should add the broccoli rabe then.
It's boiling. Let it
Bring it to
boil
a boil.
first. Yeah, let it
Let's
boil.
check on this now. We have some bread over there. Bring the bread in. We always have a little Portuguese bread with our cozido. So we also went to the bakery and bought some Portuguese bread. This is cooking up very, very nice. It's boiling. Let's add the some of that. Yep. That's good.
Smells good.
It does. It's starting to smell very nicely.
Look at this. Check.
Yeah.
Yeah, this.
Good. It looks nice.
So,
smell the broccoli raw. It has a nice distinct flavoring to it.
Smells good. This one.
You did a beautiful job over there. That looks good. So the vegetables look like they're done. So why don't you give me a hand to take some of these vegetables out. Here, want to do that?
Me?
Yes, you.
Yeah, I'd love to do some.
All right.
This is a nice.
Just
working
scoop right down. No, a little bit at a time. There you go.
They look good.